on Infinity just sporting another clan tag.
Oh no, I remember where I see Frozen 2 before. Uh, a former Infinity Gaming member plays on Frozen. Oil Town, I do believe.
Okay.
And it's going to be a ZVT on Whirlwind.
Now
Both
this
Matt.
map is extremely large. If there is cross spawn on this, or really any spawns besides close by ground, it's safe for the Zerg to go 2 hatch before pool. So we'll see what kind of builds we see out of this game. With how big this map is, you can expect some sort of a macro game.
And here we go, in the bottom right hand corner. We've been casting him all night. The Teal Terran, Infinity Gaming's. The Teal Zerg, Infinity Gaming's Emzeeshady. And in the top left hand corner, he is orange. That's the color I like to use when I play custom games. He's the orange Terran Frozen Sergeant Moss. And we got cross spawns here, so it's a big gap between both bases.
Yep, and if either of these players scouts it soon enough, you can expect some huge macro builds. You can expect to see something along the lines of 14cc out here, 3 command centers before the second barracks starts out, or, like I said, 2 hatch before a pool. My point is, this is most likely going to be a macro game.
Do I know what I want to see?
What's that?
I want to see 5 hatch before pool and 3 CC before second barracks. No,
I don't
no,
think that can
3 CC
realistically
before
happen in
first
any
barracks.
world. I don't think that can realistically happen in any universe ever.
Well,
Unless you get like Idra against White Raw or some other macro players like that.
I remember watching Idra versus White Rob back in the early days of Wings of Liberty.
Oh, those were the good days.
Oh, those games were amazing. It's one thing that actually got me into StarCraft.
Alright, so you see a drone scout from Emzeeshady checking the top right corner, and he'll most likely be going to the top left next. We see 14cc coming down from the Terran player, and Hash first coming down from the Zerg.
I think MZ's gonna go. Nope. 2 hatch and pool.
No, this is the pool. Now, I'm not sure how many people here watched MLG, but here's the build I was hoping for. It's a build that Cats did. I'm sure some of you already know where I'm going with this.
Oh, was this the Cats versus Dragon game?
Yes, Cats placed his first hatch at his natural, and his second hatch at his opponent's natural. And it was 3 hatch before pool, or 2 hatch before pool rather. But it was a 2 hatch before pool that had a proxy hatch. It was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, Cats, man, he has the crazy builds, man.
He does.
Did you see the game? It was PVZ where he built his own Tempest.
No, I did not, but that sounds like a good game to watch.
Yeah, he ended up mind controlling a probe and building a Nexus and whatnot from it. It was really neat to see.
Yeah, Cats has a very fun play style, but unfortunately, the creativity there doesn't work as well against some of the more standard builds out there, and that stops him from being one of the higher tier players. He's actually a very good talent scout though, and has a route getting some very, very good players on that team. So we now see 8 Zerglings heading across the map for Emzeeshady, and a bunker with 1, soon to be 2 Marines in it, and a factory coming down with a reactor as well. So these 8 Zerglings could take on that bunker with only 2 Marines in it. And here's a trick that I'm not sure if many of you people know. And he actually moves right past the bunker.
Oh
and
wow!
There's no wall off here.
And he's getting in. He sniped that reactor.
He picks off the reactor with no cancel, and he picks off 1 Marine, and it looks like he's gonna get the second as well. And a Hellion starting out now. The question is, how much damage can he do with this push?
Oh no,
I feel like he should be going for the workers right now, and he's actually starting 2 more queens for creep spread and 7 more drones behind this. Let's open up the workers lost tab. We see 1 worker killed so far, 2 workers killed, and Moss is microing this really well. A cool trick for some of you guys watching. If you ever have that happen, workers, like any unit,
Oh!
is right clicked
Okay,
on
perfect.
a mineral patch, it can go through any unit. So microing your workers during a sort of engagement like that against Zerglings by right-clicking the low ones onto the mineral patches can keep them alive, and I think that's what we just saw Moss do.
Yeah, I think it's time for MZ to, he's ahead. Time to get further ahead. He's droning up now, 10
Yeah,
drones,
he's
and
droning incredibly heavily, and now Moss is going to have to do some sort of damage with these Hellions. He's taking a third command center and making more workers. So we can see that factory going onto the reactor real soon. And we have some Hellions going across the map. Emzeeshady actually seeing one of the Hellions with his Overlord.
I think we saw another player do a similar build to this earlier tonight, actually. I think it was Anguish in his first game against
Yep.
Emzeeshady. And he's following up with two
Yep.
engineering base, so it's going to be Bio Mine play.
Yep, that's what it looks like by online. Or, well, actually, he can extend anywhere from here. I mean, he still only has one barracks down and one factory. I guess with that double engineering bay, it does mean bio. But he can make anything from his factories. He could. It looks like it's going to be Hellions for now.
Yeah,
He's adding on 2 more gases, starting stim and a level 1 infantry attack. And actually, if you look behind that engineering bay on the left side, the SCV that was building it actually got trapped.
yeah, that's a really annoying thing with Terran. And the reason for these Hellions right now is to take map control and deny a third before, but 6 roaches coming out now and a layer on the way, so
A lot of the stuff actually with these Hellions is, like you said, to prevent a third, because they can roast that drone right as it comes out. But it also helps a ton to control creep spread.
oh yeah,
Right,
because
right now you can see Emzeeshady with some creep tumors that can expand out, but he can't do that because those Hellions will pick him off right away.
yeah, so he's really delaying the creep spread here, and they're they're all converging to one little spot here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creep tumors right there.
Yep, lots of creep in production. And surprisingly, right now, you can actually see Emzeeshady going for +1 missile attacks and +1 armor. So, you can expect to see some Roach play out of him. Perhaps Roach Hydra? And he may move into Roach Hydra Viper late game or Broodlords. Because with getting missile attack, I don't expect to see very many ultras out of him this game.
And what I said about Biomine earlier is actually being replaced by Marine Tank. Relatively old style, but still quite fun to play.
And actually, it looks like Moss thinks that something's up right now. He's adding on 3 more bunkers at his natural.
Yeah, I think he's suspecting Roach Bane Buster, something along those lines.
Well, with 26 roaches on the field, you can expect some sort of a roach bust coming up real soon. Roach speed about to finish, +1 armor and +1 attack about to finish, and a third base on the way, and more roaches in production, nothing but roaches in production. You can expect to see a big attack coming out here, and these Hellions see every single one of those roaches, now 30 roaches. And now it's going to be a matter of, can the SCVs repair the bunker in time, and can those tanks get off the shots that they really need to?
Well, there should be 2 tanks down by the time this hits, but 3 bunkers. He's going to be prepared. I'd like to see him maybe, deny this third a little bit. Tanks doing a little bit of damage here. Marines stimming in. Bunker goes down, but these SCVs, they're going down, but
Tons of worker kills coming down. 5 worker kills in that engagement there. He snipes off that 1 tank, and all these bunkers are being repaired relatively well. That tank getting sniped off after only firing 1 shot. And now 6 Marines in production at a time. It looks like Moss is going to hold, but he's lost a lot of workers so far. Unfortunately, I feel like this has crippled Emzeeshady more than it's crippled Moss with how much he put into that.
this is like almost an exact repeat of Anguish versus Emzeeshady in game 1.
Yep, and now you see Emzeeshady made a dozen roaches there, but it looks like he knows that this attack isn't going to do anything more and is going into droning. And a Hydralisk done on the way here right now, and +2/+2 halfway done.
And I don't think +2 started yet for Mr. Moss, because he has no armory down yet.
No, it is not, but right now you see Stim Pack completed. and a third base down and mining right now. It's actually you. If you open up the income cab, Moss is nearly 600 minerals ahead of Emzeeshady right now, and now
But
Emzeeshady is starting to saturate his third and even that out a bit. But
but these
it's
these Marines are just really squishy because combat shield's not even finished, and plus two is about 20 seconds off. So we're gonna see a challenge at this third, but I think MZ
yep.
can
I
hold it.
feel like he may be able to if he had more medevacs. I think he's gonna have to load up into that medevac, and he's actually overstimming big time right there.
But meanwhile, there's gonna be a drop going on in the main. And
Yeah, but drop going down in the main that looks like it'll be cleaned up before anything too big can happen. 7 workers actually killed right there. And he only lost 2 Marines. And now 9 Hydras starting, so he should be able to start picking off those drops.
another one moving into natural, but that is denied by the Queens. I think, yep, he's gonna get a free overlord here. Actually, Emzeeshady has.
Those roaches can do something. He's going to need to load up before he loses too many of those Marines, and it looks like all of those Marines are going to go down.
And now, I think he's gonna start a fourth here.
Looks like Moss is actually looking to start a big push right now with tons of units at the center watchtower. He has 25 Marines and 1 tank. I don't think that's enough to hold us off. He loads up a few units into a medevac, but actually only gets 2 in there with the medevac moving out a bit quicker than it should have.
I think he's just going in to kill this little drone here and maybe get this overlord. Because this drone should have been turned into a hatchery a long time ago.
Yep. Picks off the drone. A Nidus Worm in production right now for Emzeeshady. I love this choice. If you look at the bottom of Moss's base, there is a little area that Moss can't see. Well, I'm not sure if that vision goes over it. I'm not 100% sure. He may be able to see it, but there's an Overlord in positioning there to lay down that Nidus Worm.
If you get to know me a bit better, you're gonna learn one of the best things I love to see out of Zergs is Nidus Worm play. I've seen many games in Sunday Mass, which we host every Sunday, where Nidus Worms completely destroy bases. I think we're gonna end up seeing a base race here, but oh, this Nidus Worm is gonna be scary,
yeah,
man.
+2 attack, +2 armor finished, and Hydra range just finishing right as this comes in. And he actually kills off the Nidus Worm before too many units can get out, and I don't think that Emzeeshady is going to be able to get another Nidus Worm down with him attacking right at the end of this production.
Oh, and he does. He gets it up in the top.
Going down in the top corner, and with the buildings that Moss has right now, it's going to be a bit tough for him to get in there. And I don't think he actually sees it. He's not sending any units towards it.
Let's look at his player camera. He was staring it dead in the face, but so many units now are unloaded.
Yeah, but he's lifting off that main command center. He knows that the space is going to be in a big amount of trouble right here. Sieging of tanks that is natural.
And instead of forcing the base race, he's returning home right now.
Yep, and that entire army being in the middle, coming down now to try and defend against this army.
And 2-2's about to finish now for the Terran. And I think this is MZ's chance to get ahead.
He's going to kill off the production units and force Moss to attack into up the ramp. And moving up a ramp that tiny is always a bad choice.
And all these production facilities are about to get, like, tanked, man.
Yeah,
so many barracks here.
4 workers killed right now. Nothing but units in production for Emzeeshady. He's hoping to win the game right now with this push.
Well, just look at the bank from MZ. He's stacking 5k minerals. He can do whatever he wants to with this.
He killed about 39 workers with that push. And a lot of army units right now. He drew the production down very low and killed a lot of the production buildings. And he has such a huge bank right now in minerals. I'm quite honestly surprised he has yet to take a 4th base. That's what's catching me off guard right now.
I think he's pretty sure he can claim the game right now. Like, he's basically maxed right now. But he's actually dropping Infestation Pit, so he's hoping to get Hive. Starting +1 melee, so we could see Ultros on the field soon.
Starting his 4th base with his main entirely mined down on minerals and his natural starting to get low.
He's also starting a 5th at the same time.
Yep, he knows he needs to do some expand. And Moss knows he needs to do some sort of damage here, going for some dual prong drops.
And, well, he's going to push the multitasking here.
Looks like Emzeeshady is moving out right now, and Moss is hoping to catch him out. And I'm not sure if Moss is going to go for these expansions coming down or the main. It looks like he's going to try to take out both of these expansions, but I'm not sure if Moss can hold off this push. Emzeeshady being completely maxed.
There are a lot of medevacs here right now. 13 on
Yeah,
the
but
field.
it just quite honestly doesn't matter with that many Hydras and Roaches out on the field. And
Meanwhile,
he's going attacking the third and the natural at the same time. Meanwhile, Moss forces a cancel on both of those expansions, but I think it's just a lost cause for him right now. He cannot do enough damage.
but these drops could be his saving grace, but even so, the Zerg army is just way too big.
Exactly. The third base being picked off entirely, the second base being picked off entirely. The income for Moss right now is 0 gas and 300 minerals a second. I don't see him coming out of this game winning at all.
MZ, now he's moving into the main. He's going for the throats here. But,
Surprisingly, though, the drops for Moss completely demolishing the income. He didn't kill very many workers with it, but Emzeeshady has yet to put his workers back on mining, and he's losing a ton of mining time. Moss GGing out of there, though.
yeah,
Emzeeshady going up 1-0.
that was a really nice game. I can't wait to see game 2.
And Emzeeshady has yet to drop a map this tournament with some very nice build orders and some good mechanics coming out.